Good morning, everyone who are here with us today and those who listen us online. We start our working day at Ukraine Crisis Media Center, and the first topic for today, the e-declaration system will be destroyed through an untransparent audit. Our guests are Oleksandra Drik, Public Lustration Committee, Maksym, Kostetskyi, Transparency International Ukraine, and Anastasia, Krasnosilska, Center for Combating Corruption, and Mr. Lemina from RPR Anti-Corruption Group. Welcome. Good morning, dear colleagues. And we start this Monday with such a topic, unfortunately, and we should stop the attempt to ruin the system of e-declaration these days. Otherwise, we will be deprived of all those results that we achieved during the last years. So what we are talking about is that we have clear understanding that a system of e-declaration, that some people try to ruin it through a non-transparent audit that contain intransparent conditions, and it is done in such a way in order to provide such results that are under control of the companies that are under abuse. So the NAPC declared a tender for auditing of the system of e-declarations, and why we believe that there is corruption. My colleagues will tell you about it today. What we should understand that we demanded independent audit for the last year in order to get rid of all manipulations around this. And I would like to remind you that when the system was launched a year ago, the structures of the communication committee, they revised the program completely, and after this it started to work with faults, with problems, and what they are trying to make is such an audit. Someone wants to convince us that the system is bad in order to develop the new system. And all discreditation companies that were carried out during the year were aimed at this, especially those carried out by Mr. Barnik and Vinik, also discrediting statements by the Prosecutor General and General Prosecutor's Office in the framework of investigations against the developers of the code. They said that this program is bad and the developers are to blame, and that the new programs should be created. And they calculated that it will cost $12 million and will take 4 years. And it means that this program, this new system of e-declaration, will never be created. That's why we demand independent assessment of electronic declaration system with participation of foreign experts, and international donors supported this assessment, and in summer NAPC took such decision, and the Cabinet of Ministers provided its decision for this assessment, but it was never carried out because the permit is not provided by the state structure. So the NAPC announces this non-transparent tender with the corruption component in order to achieve a result that they want. And I give the floor to Transparency International representative, and he will tell us about these discriminatory requirements.
And the independent audit of the e-declarations is a function either of self-government or independent bodies. We wanted this for a year, for a long period. For this audit was provided, and the NAPC announced a procurement for 199,000 hryvnias of and also they pronounced such conditions as no access to state secrets, and the list of legal persons who can work according to these requirements and can meet the conditions of pre-threshold and procurement. These people, they have access to state procurement. And this concerns the participants who can take part in the independent audit. They can be in the period by December 4th, say that the companies who are even interested in this pre-threshold procurement, they will not be able to submit documentation for this, to take part in this procurement tender. So to take part in this tender for independent audit and the too short period for submission of this documentation, say that these conditions, these terms, they are biased and they do not meet the law on public procurement. I would like to give the floor to Ms. Krasnosilska from the Center of Combating Corruption. Unfortunately, the audit of a declaration system which is attempted to be restructured, demonstrate that the operations of anti-corruption bodies is interfered with. In the Center of Combating Corruption, this top management of the agency will prevent us from work. We failed to get the assistance from the European Union. Out of 1,300,000, the agency managed to check only 200. What will be the results of this audit? So far, the authorities provided us the opportunity to be satisfied with the comments how many valuable things the deputies have. Now we will be deprived of this possibility. Now the register will be closed for repair for undefined period, so next check of the declarations may be not conducted. So what will happen? Why the authorities try to ruin this process? For these declarations, nobody could be then sentenced or punished. The findings will be that the register is not protected adequately. So this means that no bureaucrat from 1,300,000 will not be subject to sentencing. Declarations for 2017 will not be even seen by us. About 80 proceedings have already been initiated upon negative findings of audit. The suspicions will be appealed against, and there will not be any results such as prosecution prosecution. So the police which is not active, it will not be verifying declarations. So this component will fail, for which which component we used trying to get the visa-free regime with European Union, and this may even threaten Ukraine with suspension of visa-free regime or other sanctions. So the consequences will be like that.
The experts of RPA analyzed mentioned tender. We identified several factors that directly influence on the problems with such procedures. What my colleagues mentioned, this is basis for ruining of e-declaration system, non-transparent procedures, non-participation of non-residents, and also 199,000 hryvnias is the amount for procurement. So they built this system in which they understand who will win, and they will build the ground in order to ruin the system. That's why our position is that we demand to re-announce the contest, and we send a letter to Ms. Karchak. We will bring this letter to her in order that she won't say that we didn't provide our opinion on this. Thank you, dear colleagues. If you have questions, please ask. Everything is clear. I do not have questions. We believe that this information will change